Porto, I believe that still has the ingredients to be a place to invest in a lot of fields. I will say that today the most relevant thing, it will be offices, still offices, a major market we think in place. We are still seeing a lot of companies seeking information about the city. Through these times of pandemic, we have been able to set up two relevant projects here in the city of Porto, and we are still receiving requests for information for setting up operations here, and we are seeing tremendous growth in some of the projects that have been setting up their operations here. So we think that we have a major opportunity here. The second thing I think that is relevant, it is concerning to the residential market. The city has been able to grow a lot the economic development. We have right now more than 8,000 high-skilled jobs here in the city. These 8,000 jobs are people with above average wages, and we don't find yet the offer in terms of residential market to be able to cope with the demand that we have here in the city. So I think that offices in one side for new projects and to give the ability to grow to projects that are yet in the city, and residential for this tremendous amount of workforce that we have nowadays inside the city. I think that nowadays, let's say this morning, for instance, I have been with a huge developer from the Netherlands. I think that nowadays we have a different kind of investor. I think that at the beginning, let's say, of the 2013, 14, 15, we have, let's say, medium-sized guys investing in the city. Nowadays, what we are receiving is interest for huge developers. I have been today with a big company from the Netherlands. At the beginning of the week, a big company from France, and these guys, what they want to develop is multifunctional, let's say, neighborhoods. So what I see is that we are seeing interest for investors with a bigger scale, not so specialized in terms of offices or residential, but people that have interest in developing neighbors. And this is very interesting for a city as we have today. The east side of the city, that is our expansion area, is the kind of place where we need this kind of new developers that have this big approach, multifunctional approach to the city. And this is the kind of investors that we want to have today in the city. Let's say tourism is a challenge theme nowadays. We have watched a big drawdown in terms of the flow of tourists here in the city. I think that we will end the year with a negative growth rate close to 80%, 80 to 85%. So it will be a massive drawdown in terms of the flow of tourists. But I still believe that we have the ingredients to continue to be a success in terms of tourism. Of course, this pandemic, the major impact is in leisure, is in travel, is in tourism. And I think that for the next 2 years it will be challenging. But let's say, if you have a long-term growth perspective, I think that Porto still has all of the ingredients to continue to be one of the major spots of tourist destination throughout the world. We have been labeled this year the 7th best place to travel in Europe, and so I think that the message is still positive. Of course, for the next year or maybe more, it will be challenging in terms of the flow of tourism and in terms of the, let's say, the revenue that you are able to get.